So here we are back in the herb kitchen, and we're getting ready to make our salve. So earlier we did the infused oil, and it's been about an hour and a half. And now we have another pan, very clean. Everything needs to be clean so you don't get any growth in your salve. We have a jar. Can you pick that up? It's kind of dark against the background. We have a jar that we're going to put our salve into. We have a strainer, which we're going to put on the pot. The strainer on the pot. And now we're going to lay the cheesecloth, which I finally found, on the pot. And we're going to pour the herb and oil right into that cheesecloth. And careful, if it's hot, you don't burn yourself. And good. And we're going to let it drain for just a second. And you can go ahead and put it on the heat while it's draining out. And be careful that little tail. Yeah, just pick it up and put it over the top because we're going to squeeze it anyway. Good. And make sure the pot's on the heat. Excellent. And now you can lift the cheesecloth up and sort of squeeze the rest of that oil out. I let the oil cool down enough. It shouldn't be too hot. Is it hot? No. Not too hot? You want to get as much of that awesome oil out. Usually we squeeze from the top, make a twist, and as you twist it, the oil will come out. Good. And you can get rid of that herb, and then we'll take the strainer off. So we have our beeswax now. Again, I got these from Mountain Rose Herbs. There's a glare. Beeswax pastilles are the ones I really like to use. And we're going to put about an ounce in there. And so Brian's just going to grab a handful. You can turn the heat off now because you don't actually want it to get super hot. With just enough to melt the beeswax. And he's going to put those right in the pan. And just a little bit more. But you can certainly measure these out. I just know from experience how many to use. We're going to give that a stir. You can see they're already starting to melt. They're going to melt very quickly. Go ahead and take that off the heat. I really got a glare. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so the beeswax pastilles have completely melted. So we're going to take that spoon and dip it in, and then we're going to put it in and then take it out. We're going to put it in the freezer to see if the consistency of the oil is good. So take it out, okay, and we'll put that in the freezer. So we've had our spoon in the freezer for a few minutes, and now Brian's going to test the consistency of it with his finger. And you can see that it is very salve-like. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Does it need to be more firm?
No, I think that's good.
That's good?
Maybe a little more firm.
A little more firm, I would agree. So you don't want it to completely still be oily when you touch it. So we'll put some more pastilles into the hot oil. You shouldn't have to put this back on the heat. About that many, that's good. And that should do it. We probably don't even need to test again, but you certainly can if you want to. And you see that they melted 1, 2, 3. And keep stirring until they're all melted. And then we're going to okay, looks like it. Now we'll go ahead and open up our jar. And you might want to do this on a paper towel at home, but we've done this lots, so we're probably good. And we're going to pour that. Now this jar needs to be where it will not be moved. Very quickly after you pour, you have to put it somewhere. And we'll just pour it right in the jar. At this point, you can add things to it. That's good. You can add things into it like essential oils or other dried herbs that you have. For healing salve that you're going to use on burns and things like that, I wouldn't add anything else to this except maybe vitamin E. So now we're going to pick that up and we're going to put it somewhere where it won't be disturbed with the lid. And we're going to set it and just let it completely cool and harden. When you put the lid on it, don't put the lid completely on. Leave a little gap for steam to escape because you need to undo the lid. And there needs to be a little, yep, you want to kind of tilt it. What you don't want is liquid to form on the lid to then drip into your salve. And that is a wonderful healing salve. Make sure you label and date it. Thanks!